Alright guys, hello again. This is another one of the Sand Hunter series. Well, there is... this is just to show quickly that we're still here. Actually, I'll be cutting out a trip till something happens. At the moment we're in fairly shallow water, so I'll show you anyway. Reports and then depth under keel. It's 21 meters. This means it's fairly shallow. Periscope depth would be okay, which is, if someone doesn't know, periscope depth is basically depth that your periscope barely sticks out. So you can kind of see it. But yeah, that's barely what we have for periscope depth. Well, we would have about 10 meters left, but it's unsafe being that low. Anyway, I'll be back whenever something happens. Right, there we're back again. Our watchman just spotted a ship which is going this way. So I pick a ruler, just mark his course, as I told you. That's why I told you I prefer to mark and then look, but at the moment we have a ship here. What I would do now, if we're attacking, I would delete my course most of the time because it's patrol anyway. But sorry about that. That was something logging off of Xfire, which is one of the communicators, which is one of the game communicators kind of thing. It's a bit like Steam, but not really. I hope. Yeah, we're in range. Well, I usually like to be in less than 2 kilometers, just because it's kind of the effective range. So what I would do now, it would be periscope depth. So let's do that. Let's press P and go periscope depth. As you've seen, I was going still at 8 time compression, just to show. Yeah, if you go minus too much, it's like plus and minus on the keypads, if you don't know. So, well, let's look. This is us diving. As you see, it's fairly slow, nothing major happening. Well, everything is going right as it should. You can see the boat even better here in its hole. It's actually real. Nice. You can see that the I forgot the name again, but they're fairly slowly turning. You know, it's not some very fast ship. It's not meant to be. It's meant to be a silent killer. That's why the game is called. Sorry again if that was loud. That's why the game is called Sand Hunter, because we're trying to remain silent for most of the kills. Otherwise we might get into trouble. Okay, so yeah, that was our ship. Diving anyway. So I speed up time. Let's say, okay, we're good now. I'm putting my rudder to nil. Then I go all machines stop, which means basically 2 engines, because we have 2 electric engines and 2 diesel engines. I'll talk about that after this. But now I'll show you what I do if I was actually attacking. Oh, sorry if my periscope is... Oh, I think I forgot to put it down. So I put down my observation scope. It's daylight, so it's very easy to recognize anybody. And this is what I would do. Either that or have 2 periscopes out. I would take a look and I see that there's a boat here, but it's so far away that, you know... Oh, now I see. As you heard, there's a contact with Merchant. Well, he's at 80 degrees, so he's fairly far away anyway. I usually start all the counting at around 30 to maybe 50 degrees at most, because otherwise it's not gonna be accurate enough. And sometimes even if you really want to, like I actually will do that now. you can have two scopes up. I'll show you why they don't spot you if you do that anyway, because the scopes are fairly small if you think about it. Well, what you see is this, and look at the trail. That's just because we still didn't stop fully. We have now pretty much. Still, we're still moving a tiny bit, but those are the scopes. It's very hard to find them, especially now. Okay, now I have put them a bit too high, but like usually you don't have them as high, or you do have them as high, but just the war is not so calm. But having them up like that, wait, oh sorry, I just started to stopwatch. I'll show you what it is when you're really low. You can see there is a very tiny chance that anybody is gonna spot this. This maybe, this not. So but because we're not at war at all at the moment, we do not actually care about being spotted as much. We will, even for neutral, for later on, just because they actually can attack you and they're unsafe. It's unsafe when somebody actually sees you, even neutral, because they can give away your position. They might be neutral, but they might be, for example, a bit more neutral to the allies. Like Norway, for example, Ireland definitely, you know, maybe United States, not sure about that, probably not, because you barely ever meet United States ships anyway, and if you meet them, you have orders to not attack them until, but that's until 1941. Then you can do whatever you want. Yeah, but then again, at the moment, it's going really well. As I told you, what I can do, I can go like this, and I can pick identify ships if it locks on properly. Identify the ship. I probably would have done it on my own, just because I can't be bothered sometimes. But it's too far away to even check. But oh, sorry, that's Iowa class. That's not what we want. But you see the tonnage. It's quite heavy. This one is Iowa class, 52,000 tons. That's a lot, especially for like it's not. Actually, no. For battleship, it's big enough. But and for if you took merchants, biggest merchant is pretty much, yeah. Okay, this one is massive, 45,000 tons, but it is very hard to find one of those. Really hard. And I mean, usually you get, if you got this one, you would be lucky to do it. This one is fairly lucky to find. What else? Like, sometimes you have in luck if you find this. It's very it's very hard to find big targets at sometimes. It seems weird, but it is that way. What you see here is a mod. I think I told you about it. I'm not sure. It might have been in my test recording, maybe. This is a line that shows where to measure from when you measure the mast height. It's very useful because, you know, sometimes this one is bigger because it's in front, but you should measure of this always. And this is the flag, basically, where the flag is, so you can kind of see it. It's kind of self-explanatory. Well, what else? So usually what I do in that kind of situations, I actually speed up time to about 16 or 32 and wait till the ship is around 70 or 60 and then begin identifying, checking speed. Actually 70 in this one would be absolute perfect. You can see a red flag. You can see a little red flag. That means it's either Norwegian or it might as well be British. I would guess it's too red for Norwegian, so it's probably British better, but I'm not fully sure, so I can't tell you yet. So it is a rear stack one, which means it might be a tanker. Not it doesn't have to be, but often are tankers. I can't really identify it yet. I can't see much. Actually, I'll lower it a bit, just for the matter of a bit more realistic scenario in the matter of attacking. Oh, by the way, I don't ever want to see this one again. I think I've sunk around 5 or 6 of them at one patrol, and they're only 1800 tons. It's nothing major. It annoys me because this is pretty nice, and it's fairly similar to this. Fairly, in a small way. But this one is a lot longer anyway. This one is very short. You know, you'd always love to sink big ships like this, but you never really do. Well, you do, but like it's not very often that you find that good hunts. Well, alright, so let's actually move up a bit, maybe. Wait, we'll see. Let's see the map. He's going a lot more this way, so that's why I can kind of see it. Okay, so he's going around that way. So what I'm gonna do is gonna stretch this one, shrink this one, so I'm 2 kilometers away, nearly. So I'd move forward, full standard, or full standard, sorry, standard. Oh yeah, go into observation scope, speed up time, check the map again. Usually, you know, it's interesting, this game is mostly map work, to be honest, and it's really, you know, you have to really enjoy that to enjoy the game in full. Alright, so back to the work. I look if there's any weird stacks later on, but I think there's not, except this one, and this is not it. You have to look at the stack, that's first, smokestack. Then you have to look where the cabin is, or I don't know how to call it, but and then you have to look at the masts. That's pretty much the main principles of recognizing ships. If you have a few similar ones, yeah, you usually have some small differences in the masts, and then you easily recognize them by that way. It looks like coastal freighter, and it is. So I told you I never want to meet that one again, but this one is it. That's definitely, because you can see there's little lines like that right here. There's the rear stack, there's that little cabin here, you can see that little thing here. There's the high mast here, very high compared to the rest. You can see the line of the bow as well. It's exactly the same there and there. So that's it. So I would now lower the observation scope because it's pretty much useless for me now. Now what I do, and you have to do this, you would go like this. Now this is the measurement of speed. Well, I would begin counting on when its bow crosses the vertical line in the middle. I now have to wait till the whole ship passes, and whenever it passes fully, we measure the speed. You have to be you have to be under 2 knots if it's not straightforward. Well, that's around 24 or 23 seconds. So, okay. Now, this is, I think I've shown you that. So, now, this is how I lock onto, this is how we find speed. We go, it's 24 seconds. Let's take the 24. 24 is here. 24, and then look at the mast, the length. The length is 78.5 meters. 78.5 meters is around here. Now, we look at the red strip here. Sorry about that. That's actually from Das Boot all the ambient sounds, they're actually pretty interesting. Like, they add to the immersion and the whole fun of it, to be honest. So I guess, well, we have to set it between 6 and 7 knots. That's in knots, by the way, if you don't, if I didn't say so. I think I did. So 6 or 7, you go around there. So the speed is this. I'll lock it on. Now you have to have your crosshair under the ship. I mean, just on the waterline. Now, what you would look at would be, at the highest zoom, would be the height of the top of this mast. It would be 8 in this case. So you put 8 on this black line. I hope you're following. You find the mast height this time, so it's 26.2. 26.2 means she's around 1100 meters, which then you put it here. That's around das. And he's at 22 for the vertical. So we first move this and move it to the length of the ship. We basically drag from this from the point of the mast height to the actual length of the ship. Now 25 basically, and look at the 25. So he's at 65 degrees. That's basically here. Sorry, that will be 65 here. Sorry, I usually mix them up. And now, what we would do now is open tubes 1 and 2 and shoot. That's it. That's the whole attacking sequence. And as I told you, I've seen a red flag. This is definitely not American. This is definitely not British. Or sorry, not British. I mean, this is definitely not German. German is second. Did I pass Germany? I think there's. I don't even know if there's Germany here. I think there is, but don't quote me on that. But you've seen Norway flag now. This is Norwegian. This is full red. It can be, and the more so it's definitely not there. It's definitely not. Okay, now India. It could be, but think about it. It's definitely coastal freighter outside of the coast. Oh, remember, this is the these are the German. This is the German warships, and this is the German ships of basically handle ships, or you know, the merchants. And you see now there's a bit of a flag here, Union Jack. So now what we do, by the way, if I was to shoot now, I'd have to do quick measurements as well, but it would be pointless now, because we would have shot him already, and if not, I'd probably either quickly recalculate and shoot an R2, if it was a worthy target. If not, I would probably just go out and kill him with our lovely deck gun, which is a big deck gun. Right, so as you see, this is a it's red, Union Jack, and this is how it looks. So this is an enemy later on, of course, in the war, and we would definitely shoot him. You kind of memorize the flags you attack. For example, Australian, you can see easily. All of the British kind of warships have this kind of flag. So Australian, British, all of that. Indian, America is American flag always. So there's no changing that. Albanian, I don't even know if we ever attack Albanian. It would be pointless. But let's see what Albania doesn't even have one. So yeah, it's just there for recognition. Well, I guess it's recognition manual after all. So, you know, I'm troller for Argentina. But yeah, well, that was just a little show off for how to attack a ship. Now, just so for the next attack it will be for the next attack we won't attack anyone, but for the next try so it will be reset. I usually do that for the sake of actually ease of use next time. As you see, this is the speed settings, so we would also fiddle with this. We would put that to 0 because of the faulty torpedo depth settings. We would put it to probably magnetic, and that's it. Well, that's kind of it really for attacking. Now, what I do mostly after attacking, I clean the map, because there's no point of keeping it there. And next what we do is actually gonna be a few depth checks, like a few checks for going underwater. We'll probably go to around 140, 150 meters for the checks. It won't be really necessary that much, but it is going to be useful. Remember to go under 150 meters always when you get depth charged. I guess I read about depth charges had the lowest setting of 150 meters, so best go to around 200, and you should be kind of safe. Not fully safe, of course, because who knows what they do have. Okay, so return to course right here, and as you see, we're clear. Go 1/3, and I guess well, we've got a sound contact, merchant, closing 277 bearing, so he's basically exactly to the left of us. We're not gonna try to attack him because, yeah, I just quickly showed you what to do in that kind of situation. But let's just check how far he is away from us. Move here. But yeah, so he's around 20 kilometers, so we can surface already. So yeah, see you when we're when I'm gonna do some depth checks, I guess, and then we'll be ending this part of the Let's Play.